Emergency of Bless. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. My name is Leroy Smith from the newsroom.
Ye- yes, Leroy Smith, and how can I help you?
I'm just checking to confirm that the system is working and so on because it was launched today. So we're just double checking.
Yes, Leroy Smith, are you speaking to Miss Adams?
Okay, Miss Adams. How many calls you all got for the day?
Well, I have, I gotta say a lot of calls, but, right, they're coming anonymous calls. They have children that calling and making unnecessary announcement like their mother dead, their father dead. But we're dealing with it in a professional way.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Miss Adams.
Have a blessed day.
After much teething problems for years, the Guyana Police Force and the Ministry of Public Security has finally been able to push the 911 system off the ground. Today it was commissioned at the Breakdown Police Station. A multi-stakeholder partnership today brought an end to the decades-old non-functional 911 emergency response system of the Guyana Police Force. A modernized system worth more than 30 million was commissioned today at the Breakdown Police Station. The Guyana Police Force, Digicel Guyana, and the Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company were the main partners in getting the system up and working, with financing from the government of Guyana through a tendering process.
Years ago, we grappled, we struggled. We had tough times trying to do something about the 911 emergency system. I recall indeed that some serious efforts were made when we were in the throes of reform. That's when I speak about and refer to the Guyana Police Force Strategic Development Plan 2013-2017. 911 was part of that focus. And prior, there were consultancies, local and foreign. Today is the landmark day in the life of the force in particular, and by extension, to the people of this country.
That was Assistant Commissioner of Police David Ramnarine, who was performing the duties of top cop. 50 other locations across the country will be able to receive transmissions from the Breakdown police station by way of calls being forwarded to those locations once distress calls specific to those areas are received by the Emergency Call Center. Successive governments and police administrations have been heavily criticized for failure to get the system working. Ramnarine, however, cautioned his ranks that working at the unit is no walk in the park and cautioned them about their conduct when dealing with the members of the public.
You who will be handling the units, you who will be listening to the phone calls, I want to urge you. I cannot close my little remark without taking the opportunity, at great pains and of deep concern, to remind you of the type of courtesy, of the type of quality of service that is required and expected of you who have taken an oath to serve.
Public Security Minister Cameron Ramjatan told the gathering that making the 911 emergency system workable has always been on the government's agenda.
And we made no effort, first of all, to understand what was the deficit, what was the defect. And when you are in opposition, you can say anything, quite frankly. When you're in government, you then realize that this thing is far more difficult than you thought. So we had to go back to the procedure book, as it were, to check out what it is that is wrong. Quite frankly, we could not have gone further because there were some technological defects and we had to get certain things done. And of course, certain people trained. And indeed, as a result of that, we had to order equipment, but of course the procurement process required that before you can order, you got to put around 3 or 4 bids or estimates, as I learned from Mr. Hoppy and so on. And then we indicated to them, well, fine, let's call in some people who have an interest to do this thing.
There were several expressions of interest for the rolling out of the project, but in the end, it was GT&T and Digicel who worked together to roll out the workable system. Ramjatan said consideration has also been given to ensuring the arrival of the equipment and training for those expected to operate same. Ranks working at the system would be required to work an 8-hour shift, as it is decided that any hour longer than that has the potential to make the ranks become complacent.
I want to say that this is a big development, huge development. And as the acting commissioner mentioned, we want the people to promote it, to love the equipment, to take care of it, to maintain them. Slightest problem, you don't just relax. There's a need to call up technicians from GT&T or Digicel, you please call them. Don't wait until the thing is totally dead. That is what happens sometimes with our policemen. They care not to act immediately. Oh, we can deal with that tomorrow. I got something else to do.
Recently, the force received vehicles and other items from the People's Republic of China, and according to the Minister of Public Security, those vehicles will be deployed to the various divisions to ensure the effectiveness and proper response to distress calls.
Fine, we got a nice 911. So we call up. And when we call up the police station and they reroute back to Crabwood Creek, say, or to Skeldon Police Station, they ain't got no car or a Jeep or something that will respond to the call. Over 56 pickups, brand new. I think about 20 buses and a number of ATVs, 25 ATVs that will go into the interior area, all brand new. Equipment worth billions of dollars. That will be launched on Monday, and His Excellency the President will be doing that.
I'm Leroy Smith reporting for the newsroom.